What's going on, everybody? That was abrupt and short. No messing with intros here. You're here with the MLB DFS live stream. I'm Howard Bender, sitting beside Henry Wilson, master of all things of the playbook today. We got lots to dive in here. We thank you guys all so much for joining us here. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Never miss a show. And it's a nice free way to show some support here for the work we do. Henry, what's going on, dude? I see you've got the guru herself sitting back there, or is that a him? Kind of looks like a girl.
It is a girl. You're correct. This is Eleanor. Yeah, she joins me on all sorts of meetings and my work. So yeah, she tells me which pitchers are going to do well, and she's always does pretty good. So I'm gonna keep listening to her.
I love it. I love it. Eleanor, I just, as long as she just looked at me. She was like, "Who's calling my name there, man?" As long as you just keep it PG-13 here. So, if it was my cat, the leg would be up behind the head already.
Yeah, could happen. I'm gonna watch it. Cover up.
All right. Well, listen, we've got a great slate for you guys tonight. Yesterday was quick and dirty and morning baseball and nothing fun. Well, I mean, the best bets were fun, to say the least. I went 4-1 on yesterday, and capped it off with a nice little win on the over for the Astros game. I've got here in the chat right now for everybody playbook link, best bets link. Jump on in, and away we go. Are you ready, Henry? Or should we get to it right now?
Let's do it. It's an exciting slate.
Beautiful. Let's take a look. I might have to increase the zoom on this one here because none of us have eyes. There we go.
That's better.
Much better. All right. Well, let's stop off here. And who is Eleanor's favorite pitcher to use for tonight?
Oh man, her favorite pitcher. See, there's a lot of good ones. Like, this is a tough slate because there's so many good pitchers and pitchers that are good. But I think her favorite, she's gonna be a homer with me as a Red Sox fan, and she likes Tanner Houck.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't she like Tanner Houck? Tell me the little breakdown here of Eleanor's favorite guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tanner Houck's been awesome. He's having a great season. Obviously, he had that 9-inning complete game shutout gem a couple starts ago against Cleveland. But he's been great since then. After that, obviously, only the 4 strikeouts in Cleveland the next game. But, facing a team back-to-back, plus coming off a complete game, every once in a while there's some regression. But he comes back and gets another 9 strikeouts, throwing 6 2/3 against the Cubs. Like, he just continues to come out and get strikeouts. He has at least 9 strikeouts in 3 of his starts already this season. Mm-hmm. And he's facing the Twins, who, they've been hitting a little more recently, but they're still not like a scary offense. They strike out plenty against right-handers. Just seems like a quality matchup for a good chance for him to get a win. And I think he's going to keep piling up strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love the matchup for him. You can see by his game log here right now, the one stumbling block he had was the second time he faced the Angels, early on in the season. So, listen, anytime a pitcher sees a second team, like immediately after, I always tend to shy away. So I definitely dig the Tanner Houck call. I believe I have the over on his strikeout prop for tonight as well. I think there's also some good win equity built in right there with the with the matchup against Chris Paddock. I like the Sox tonight. I hate that jersey you're wearing, but I like the Sox tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to be good. But, another guy I really like here I want to talk about is right underneath him is George Kirby. Because I feel like George Kirby is not getting enough love. $7,800, just seems wildly low for someone that's as good of a pitcher as George Kirby, coming off the best start of his career, arguably. He just struck out 12 against the Diamondbacks. Like, the Diamondbacks are a good offense, and he goes 7 innings, gives up 2 hits, strikes out 12. Like, that's insane. And look, I get the downsides here. He's facing Houston, who, their big bats are lefties. Houston strikes out less than anybody else against right-handers. There are those concerns with the matchup, but I think they're baked into the price. He's under $8,000, and with the upside he still brings, even against a really good Houston lineup against righties, I just think he's still way too cheap, and I love George Kirby.
I love the discount. It does make me nervous to use Kirby tonight because
I get it.
well, I've talked to we've Impemba and I have gone back and forth about it. The Diamondbacks are start off the season white hot, and they looked absolutely fantastic early on, and you didn't want to face them at all. And now all of a sudden, as we've crept into here, we've just stepped into the second month of the season. The Diamondbacks, if you look at their lefty righty splits for hitting wise, they're destroying left-handed pitching, absolutely destroying it, right?
Yeah.
Or no, they're yes, they're destroying against right-handed pitching. They've been a little bit of a struggle there. So I guess I'm proving your point here a little bit more about well, no, because that was the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
So struggling against right-handed pitching. Kirby throws a great game. Now it comes off of him throwing a great game before that, but it was Colorado. I got lost in my head there for a second. Listen, at my age, kids, the brain doesn't always work so good so quickly. I lost the train of thought there. It's also what happens when you smoke away a lot of gray matter. Anyway, the point that I'm making is that a great start against Colorado and an even better start against Arizona, a team that typically struggles against right-handed pitching right now, gives me some pause here. But you're right. The price is absolutely fantastic.
No, I totally get it. There's arguments against him, and there are a lot of other really good pitchers today. So I could get not going for George Kirby, just saying I don't like this matchup. There's other good pitchers I want to go after, but I just think that George Kirby is one of the best pitchers in baseball, and I think he can survive Houston. I could be wrong. This is a tough matchup. There is a reasonable chance that they get to him, and he can't strike them out hardly at all. But I'm willing to take the risk. I think he'll do good, but absolutely no qualms if you're like, nah, that's crazy. I don't want to risk George Kirby.
All right. Top of the heap here, obviously Sonny Gray against the White Sox. It's a great play. If you're going to spend the 10 grand, for one pitcher, I do love this matchup here. I like Cease against Arizona. Like I said, they struggle against right-handed pitching. So I do like Cease in this matchup as well. You're now, so you're giving me Houck and Kirby. Or is that where you're planning on going if you're building a lineup here, or thoughts on paying up for one of the even top guys?
No, I am willing to pay up too. Again, I like some of those mid-tier cheaper guys, but I like Sonny Gray too. I realize he is the top price guy. It costs you over 10K in a slate where there are some quality pitchers for cheaper, but the odds are Sonny Gray is going to be the best pitcher on this slate today. There's a reason he's priced that high. He's been fantastic the last couple outings, and he gets to face the White Sox now. He has such high upside that I'm willing to pay the price for Sonny Gray today, even with some other options that I like.
Okay. Listen, I'm definitely in for using Sonny Gray. And, John and I, we built a lineup on the preview show where we didn't use Sonny Gray, but we discussed the fact we actually used Houck and Blanco. And I guess, Blanco, just, considering he's going up against Seattle, that we're fishing for those strikeouts. But, that to me doesn't, I don't necessarily know if that jibes well with you, given your thoughts on what Kirby could do against Houston.
No, I'm not against it. Look, I was not a Blanco believer, even after he threw that no-hitter. I talked bad about him before he threw the no-hitter. And then even after it, I was like, this is fake. This isn't real. He's not going to be good. But I am kind of willing to take the loss on this one here now, because even since the no-hitter, you take out the no-hitter, and he still has a 1.18 whip and a 2.28 ERA, and a strikeout an inning. He continues to go out there and pitch well. Obviously, the season high in strikeouts against Colorado in his last outing. Don't know if he'll get 8 again, but it's Seattle. They strike out a ton. Maybe he will. So the upside is totally there. Again, don't love the facing George Kirby because that hurts win equity. Yeah. But no, I think Blanco might be legit. I'm willing to take the loss and say maybe this is real.
Okay. All right. I like it. Willing to adjust. So we like Gray. I like Cease. I'm staying away from Singer just because I just don't like Texas lefties.
why is he still so high priced? I like Brady Singer, but he's been like over 9K every time he's pitching, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he's good. He's not that good.
Stroman's in a good spot here against Detroit, but I'm right here with you. I like the Blanco play. I like the Tanner Houck play. And you're selling me on Kirby. I'm not gonna lie, you're selling me on Kirby. Any pitchers down below that you might want to take a look at? I'll say this. I wrote up Slade Ciccone in the stock watch because I think that Ciccone is actually a really good pitcher. I don't like this matchup against the San Diego Padres. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of shying away from it. But not to mention, I do like Cease, and if we're talking win equity, it's going to be a tough hill for him to climb in this matchup. Sears, Weathers, like both Oakland and Miami struggle mightily against left-handed pitching. They're obviously going up against each other. Who the hell knows? Flip a coin. I guess it's really, do you believe more in the Miami bats against Sears or the Oakland bats against Weathers? Because I do think like you could go Sonny Gray and you could pay all the way down here to Sears or Weathers if you wanted to, right? And still get the same effect as using like Houck and Kirby together.
Yeah, totally. I think either one is viable. I think both can pitch pretty well. I probably prefer Ryan Weathers. I just think he's the slightly better pitcher. Obviously, Oakland's not the like rollover offense that we thought they would. They're actually like 6th in home runs. Like, do you realize that? Like, their offense overall is not great, but they keep hitting home runs. Like 6th in the league in home runs by Oakland. That's kind of crazy. But they're still obviously not scary. We already saw Ryan Weathers put up 1 10 strikeout game this season against the Giants. So, like, we know that there's some upside there for 6K. Like, if you really want to try to save the money, go for it.
You can definitely go for it if you like. All right. I don't think there's anybody else here. Any other pitchers you feel a need to discuss? You got a good bargain here instead?
No, I don't really like any of those cheaper guys. Like, if I'm going down to the like that bottom tier, I'd rather just go all the way down and go after Sears and Weathers than trying to take a shot on like Brad Keller or Gavin Stone against Atlanta. Like, no, thank you.
Brad Keller. I couldn't believe he was like even in baseball anymore. I was like, ooh.
I know. It's like, wait, Brad Keller's with the White Sox now? When did that happen?
Let's go to the catcher position. Now, obviously, this is I can't say obviously because it's John and Pemba and I, we're always about paying down for catchers. You and I were as well when we were, popping on the show together, because we were all locked into Yainer Diaz when he was back in the bargain days. I'm not going to begrudge somebody using a high price catcher. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I don't find it to be a position that, unless you're taking Adley Rutschman, like I don't find it to be a position that I really want to spend up in. So been looking here all at the bottom guys here. Do you got any favorites?
Yeah, I don't mind Bo Naylor. It's obviously off to a pretty slow start this year, but he's still like a catcher that has some power. Like, I think his bat will continue to get a bit better. And so against the righty and Soriano that I don't really trust, I think I like the Cleveland lineup today too. So especially if I want to stack in some other of those Cleveland Guardian guys, I kind of like Bo Naylor. And if not, I'm probably just going down to like Freddie Fermin, who's batting 6th today. Like, you get someone who has a little power for that cheap, batting higher up than like 8-9 as most of the catchers do. Not bad value.
I like the value play here for sure. I mean, it's Michael Lorenzen, who's not bad. I mean, he's a good pitcher, but he's not unhittable. He's not fearsome. If we're punting at a position, I love the Furman call. There's definitely, I absolutely dig it. And we'll probably I might just tuck him in there right now.
Yeah, sure.
I might just, for funsies. Let's go to first base. Here we go. So you've got the Dodgers lefties up top, Ohtani and Freeman against Charlie Morton. Freeman and Morton, obviously teammates for a long time, so they know each other fairly well. You could go Matt Olson at the top here, the lefty against Stone, even though Olson really hasn't done anything. Soriano's an intriguing play. Where do you want to spend up at first base, or are you looking further?
I'll potentially spend up. I wrote up Freddie Freeman in the playbook today because I really think that he's kind of getting overlooked a little bit. I feel like it's weird that Freddie Freeman gets like overshadowed, but when you bat behind Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani, that kind of happens. But like on any other team, Freddie Freeman would probably be the star and the best hitter. And I think, he obviously doesn't provide huge power or anything, so that also makes him get overlooked. But this dude just produces all the time. And I think this matchup is pretty good against Charlie Morton. I really think that these lefty bats will probably feast off of him today, even though Morton has started the season pretty well. But I like the steady production that Freddie Freeman gives you. The odds of him giving you like a 0 are basically none. So I know you want higher numbers from someone you're paying this much for, but like he can do that as well. So I like Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, coming off of a 12-game hit streak, you can just go through his game log and see right there with multi-hit performances and and doubles, which usually translates into home runs. So yeah, listen, I'm never going to argue against Freddie Freeman. Absolutely one of my faves. And listen, it's one of the few guys. No, it's not a 40 home run bat or 30 home run bat, but I mean, still there's good. It's the overall production. We'll get the home, we can get the home run, but it's the RBI and the runs scored.
Exactly.
And just the hits that he just keeps doing it with. If you like Bo Naylor, do you like his brother Josh against Soriano?
I do like Josh for sure. Like I said, I already said I like the Cleveland Bats today, and I think Josh Naylor's probably the best one outside of Jose Ramirez. He's having just a fantastic season. Obviously, slowed down quite a bit. His last 10 games don't look amazing, but I'm not too scared about that. I think he's really good and in a good matchup here, so I would totally pay for Josh Naylor as well.
All right. Shout out to Nathan Moser in the chat room saying Freddie Freeman 10 for 20 lifetime against Charlie Morton.
Hey, yeah. I mean,
I don't 500, huh?
Yeah, I don't love batter versus pitcher stats, but when you're talking 10 for 20, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, we might as well just, I know it's usually let's build one at the end, but let's just kind of play around a little bit here and see, because I know you want to go Houck and Kirby because Eleanor loves Houck and you love George Kirby. He's on the cover of your playbook today.
Yeah, so
I can dig that. So cool. All right, we'll just see how we go through it all here and just see what it looks like. So let's go to second base. You could go Mookie Betts if you wanted to do, a Dodger stack against Charlie Morton. We're probably not going to want to use Altuve going up against Kirby if we're really believing in that. I think Semien against Singer is a good spot here. I'd rather use Ozzie Albies against the lefty. Top priced second base there. Where do you have a lean, or are you kind of hanging in the mid tiers?
Top price, I do kind of have a lean actually to Ozzie Albies. I don't know if I've ever actually leaned to him when he's facing a righty, because I've always just kind of gone with the nope, I'm going to plug Ozzie in when he's facing a lefty. But he hits righties too, and he's actually has a higher OPS so far this season against righties than lefties. Now, small sample, I still think he's probably going to continue to be a better hitter against lefties. But Gavin Stone's been pretty bad, and Ozzie's hitting righties well. So I'm kind of okay with rolling with Ozzie if I am living on the higher end today.
Okay. Well, if we're not living on the higher end, who do you like going down here? You've got, we're not going to use Julian. Jimenez, you said you like the Cleveland Bats, so obviously Jimenez is in play at 4,700. Then looking a little further down, it kind of looks like, we were talking, there's Nolan Gorman, lefty bat against Brad Keller at 3,900. We kind of like that one a little. Gleyber Torres hit his first home run the other day, and now he's got Reese Olson there. Mid-tier, value tier here at second base.
Yeah, I do like Nolan Gorman, as you mentioned, but I also want to maybe give a shout out to Abraham Toro with Oakland. Ooh. I know I said you could maybe go for Ryan Weathers, but some of these Oakland bats have been intriguing, and Abraham Toro is one of them. He hit a homer in his last game, has 4 hits in his last 2 games too. He's been showing a little bit of power. This is a guy who's had a decent bat really throughout his career, where he's kind of had to hop around teams, but he's been a decent hitter. And so I think this is a pretty good matchup for him today too. Maybe I think he hits lefties decently well. So don't mind the cheap Abraham Toro play.
The cheap Abraham Toro play. All right. I'll put that on the list there. Anything even further down? I don't really have any kind of affectation for any of these players.
No, not really. Someone did put in the chat Tyler Nevin. He's another Oakland bat that I'd be interested in actually too. I think if
Is
I'm
he?
going
He's third base outfield usually. Nevin.
yes, he
Love
is. Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. So not second. I don't know why I was thinking he was second base outfield. Yeah, third base
Because
outfield.
we got a T Wade here from Tyler Wade from San Diego. Maybe it was
Yeah.
T Nevin, Tyler Nevin, Tyler Wade. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking at. I actually just wrote about Tyler Nevin in my article in the New York Post. John
Oh,
and Pemba brought him up. I don't know. This is a few days ago, I guess he brought him up, and then I checked it out and I looked into it more and I put him into the Stock Watch article and shouted out Pemba for it right there. Now I just threw him into the my article in the New York Post. So I'm definitely good using Tyler Nevin in the at third base or in the outfield there. So
yeah, absolutely.
you can check that out. All right, so second base, we haven't really decided on anybody. We could definitely take a look. We like Toro, we like Torres. Nolan Gorman is a possibility. We do like the spend ups as well, but let's take a look at third base. Again, Tyler Nevin down here, 100% happy to use him. He is, where is Tyler Nevin? There he is, just so we can bring him up here for everybody to see. Look at that. Last 10 games, 14 for 38. Right? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He's on a 9-game hit streak right now. It's at 9. And so I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. The power that's coming through has been outstanding. And I love the price. My only sad, upsetting thing here is that we keep talking about it, and at some point, DraftKings is going to be like, "Oh, yeah, we missed that one right there." Everybody's playing Tyler Nevin all of a sudden.
Yep, it'll happen. But until it does, you take advantage. 2,600 is nothing.
It is nothing. So let's see if we can just tuck him away. Yeah, I'll just tuck him in there in the outfield and see as we look through third base. Whoops. There we go. Jose Ramirez against Soriano. You can go Austin Riley, Gavin Stone. Lefty Devers against Paddock. How about the top end? We kind of shied away from Arenado and Bregman, even though Bregman went deep the other day. He's facing Kirby. There's been a major drop-off in production for guys like him and Arenado. As they've gotten older, it's really kind of fallen off of a little bit of a cliff for them.
Yeah, it has. And I still think maybe it'll come back a little bit as the season goes on, but with their price still this high and they have not been shown at the plate, I'm not interested. If I'm going to live at the top end, it's going to be with one of those top 3 of Jose Ramirez, Austin Riley, Rafael Devers. I think they're just quite the tier above those other guys, even with the higher price. It's still so much better than the other 3. I think that I want to live with those. Obviously, I also like the Guardian stack and I like the Red Sox stack today. So if whichever one of those I might be leaning, but definitely want to plug the best player of each of those into the lineup if I'm doing that. So probably want to go after Ramirez or Devers, or if not, I'm just gonna go save money and go lower.
All right. Cameron Diaz says could be a Muncy day. Max Muncy, the lefty bat against Charlie Morton. I mean, listen, I'll never go against any kind of a Dodgers stack whatsoever. And yes, the lefty righty matchup for Muncy, definitely looks significantly better. He's over 6 of these last 2 games.
Yeah, but he always has great home run potential, and you have the matchup against Charlie Morton, who has kind of struggled to giving up home runs at times in his career. Not usually, but we've seen it. So yeah, if you want to stack some of those Dodgers, Muncy at 4,500 is pretty cheap for some pretty big home run potential.
Do I have to look at some BVP just for the Dodgers? I know you're not a fan. I know, but listen, we've got it all over here at fantasyalarm.com. You just go to our lineups page and it gives you the BVP. So maybe it is. I don't know. Do you know if Max Muncy sees the ball well coming out of Charlie Morton's hands? He's only 3 for 12, but he does have 3 RBI.
Yeah. 3 for 12, no extra base hits, though.
3 for 12, no extra base hits, indeed.
So I don't know.
All right. So you're lukewarm on that then.
The batter versus pitcher doesn't really like change my mind a whole lot. So no, I would still be okay playing Muncy.
Right on, right on. All right. So we know where we're at, and I like the fact that we're identifying. We like a little Red Sox stack, possibly. Potential Dodgers stack that we could jump in on there. The Cleveland stack. So let's hold off there. Let's go to shortstop. Cameron Diaz wants to know what we think of Blaze Alexander today. Listen, I love Blaze Alexander. I really do. I think he's got talent. Right? He's not as good a fielder as Geraldo Perdomo. So when Perdomo comes back, Blaze could lose some time, but he is hitting the ball extremely well. I love the numbers. I tend to use him more against lefty pitching than I do for him going up against righties. I don't know why DK's got home and away splits as opposed to lefty righty splits. That makes zero sense. DraftKings, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I mean, just add in lefty righty splits for us.
Yeah,
Here.
it'd be so much
It
better.
helps us out.
But yeah, I'm with you. I like Blaze Alexander. I've been playing him a lot, but mostly I'm playing him when it's against a lefty. And there's been times when he's been way high up, like batting first in the lineup even. And so today with him batting ninth and facing Dylan Cease, and his price has come up quite a bit recently, like is making me not want to play Blaze Alexander today. I don't think he's the value that he has been for a lot of matchups recently.
Looking ahead at the rest of the position here at the top end, obviously Betts, Bobby Witt Jr., Corey Seager. Seager's, again, he's off to that slow start, but I told everybody about this. I said the dude had hernia surgery late, and he missed pretty much all of spring training. So he's used this entire month to kind of get his swing back and get it ready. I will love on Corey Seager. I wish the price was a little lower just based on performance right now, but I'll start using Corey Seager like crazy. I think he's going to go into a tear here in the month of May, and I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with you. I think I kind of want to hold off until we see a big day from Seager and jump back on maybe, because I do think, he's still getting right, but I'm with you that I'm not worried about him at all. I think he's going to go on a tear here also. It's just a matter of when it happens, not if it happens. I can absolutely go for Corey Seager. I think the only reason I'm just hesitant there though is just because when is he going to get right? We haven't really seen it yet, but no, totally go for Corey Seager.
Yeah, I mean that's always the question, and it's do you want to be ahead of the game and get it? Because once he goes yard in his next at bat, when he hits a home run and it starts up, everybody's gonna jump on him, and you're not getting him at any kind of a discount here anyway at 57. So I'm with you there.
Yeah, man. But okay, talking about Corey Seager, I had a brain fart. We went right over third base and didn't talk about my favorite third base play today.
Oh, who's
Josh Smith, his teammate.
Oh,
I don't know why that just jumped out of my brain, but he's in my playbook today, and I love Josh Smith in this matchup.
Where is Smith listed? He should be.
37.
There he is, right there. $3,700.
Facing the right-hand Singer, who again I don't think should be a high of a pitcher. He's going to fill up the zone, and Josh Smith has an over 1,500 OPS over his last 7 games, and just season-wide since he's kind of had to fill into the starting role for the injured Josh Young. He's been hitting well.
I love Josh Smith. As soon as Young went down, it was him and who was the other one? Ezekiel Duran that he was supposed to be platooning with, and then all of a sudden, Josh Smith, they started using him against lefties as well.
Yeah, and he's hitting this well. You can't take him out of the lineup. So,
all right, we're not. You know what? We're not gonna.
Okay,
I'm gonna put him in there. Which now the question is does that afford us? It obviously affords us some better ways to to pay up. We're sitting at 4,900 per player right now. Aside from the big 3 at shortstop there, I love Anthony Volpe now that he's batting leadoff in front of, Soto and Judge against Reese Olson. I love Reese Olson, but he pitches to contact.
Yep, totally. Again, I'm also a Reese Olson fan, but not in this matchup really against the Yankees in New York. And Volpe batting leadoff, that's pretty awesome. I definitely like that. And Honestly, I mostly like that too, and around this because I don't like the cheaper end of shortstop today. I feel like most of the time I really like some of the like middle and cheaper shortstop options. I feel like there's so much depth, but nothing's really jumping out to me today that I love that is cheaper.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I like Orlando RC. I think you do as well.
Yep.
That's a fine play there. But yeah, I mean, when you scroll down, John likes Willie Castro, but not against Tanner Houck. Not going to make that move. Mason Wynn, if he's leading off, I might be more intrigued. But I don't mind using. I think we used Mason Wynn and Nolan Gorman as our little Cardinals stack there during the preview show lineup. So that was one thing that we kind of eyeballed there. But yeah, I'm with you. There's really nobody down here.
Looks like Wynn's batting sixth, by the way. Lineup just came out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Where is he with Nolan Gorman?
Because I do like Mason. I think I've recommended Wynn many times so far this season of a believer in him. So yeah, the Wynn Gorman stack can be bad. Where's Gorman batting? Gorman's batting eighth. So
batting eighth, yeah. Little Lars Nootbaar in the middle of all that mess.
Yeah, who's been a little disappointing so far in his return.
Yeah, he has. All right, well, so we can keep it down there. Mason Wynn is a possibility here at 32. If we want to pay up, then we've got some great options here. Good money left over here still from this lineup that we're putting together. Let's hit the outfield, and obviously again, all the top names. I'm ready to lock in a Volpe, Soto, Judge stack, but I don't even think we can afford that right here, right now. But Volpe, Soto, that might intrigue me a little bit here. But let's cruise through. We'll start off at the top end here. Who are the big bats that you love the most?
You already mentioned Soto. That's obviously the clear one. Yeah, especially 1-2 stack of Volpe Soto or something like that'd be awesome. And Soto's just been so good. He is worth that price always. I also really like Tyler O'Neill. I know his price has come up a lot to reflect how good he's been hitting, but the dude's been amazing. The only player in the majors with a higher OPS than Tyler O'Neill is Mookie Betts. He has been outrageous, and we've always known the talent is there. He's just hasn't been able to really stay healthy. And so now we're really seeing this click for Tyler O'Neill. And I think it's legit. I think if he can stay healthy, he's going to continue to hit. And with that Red Sox lineup being a favorite of mine today, I really like Tyler O'Neill.
Can't argue against Tyler O'Neill drawing a lot of walks, which is something that he doesn't normally do. And I like seeing the improved plate discipline for sure. All right. Going down even a little further. We kind of talked about, I'm like you, I'm not going to jump into a $5,100 Julio Rodriguez. A, I don't like the matchup. B, even though he's priced down, he's just, waiting for that to happen. I do like Michael Harris. Lefty bat against Gavin Stone. I think that's a nice spot to be in there.
Absolutely.
What about you? Mid-tier guys?
I also like Riley Green has been hitting the ball super well against Stroman, batting leadoff. He's been just on fire recently. So that's been fun to see. I don't know if I want to stack a whole ton of Tigers. Their offense as a whole hasn't been incredible with some disappointments, but Riley Green has been awesome.
A big fan of Riley Green. Big fan.
I also like Evan Carter today. If we're gonna, want some more of those Texas bats like we've talked about, Evan Carter. I think this is also a pretty good matchup for him. Be curious to see where he's batting in relation to a Josh Smith to see what kind of stack you can do. But I really like Evan Carter.
Yeah, I listen. Anytime the Texas lefties are the ones that we're eyeballing the most. And yeah, listen, I think Carter is he's definitely in a good spot down here. We're gonna avoid the Twins lefties even though because they're going up against Houck. Nootbaar is a possibility here because it's Brad Keller, and that would enable us to do a Win Nootbaar kind of a move there. Maybe get Nolan Gorman in a little bit. MJ Melendez going up against Lorenzen, so a little lefty bat over there. your boy Abreu hitting the crap out of the ball these days, right? And he's got Paddock.
Yeah, he's been insane. Like, he is absolutely crushing. He was the cover of my last playbook back on Wednesday, but I haven't really like tampered down, even though he's not on it today. Like, Willie Abreu is crushing the ball. And so I'm sure he's going to be batting right in the top of that lineup still in this matchup. So we'll 100% be happy to go back to him today.
All right. Well, I shouted out to King of Smack. Was it? Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, no, it was Cameron Diaz over here who jumped on what John and I said on the preview show. How about that dad power? Reinstated. He played yesterday. It was on the road. He's back at home at Yankee Stadium here. First home game for the birth of his child. We rode that one with Bryce Harper, and we got a home run out of him there. Do you believe in the dad power, Henry?
I mean, I believe in Alex Verdugo right now. Again, I don't know if I buy into the narrative stuff of he's going to hit a homer because he's coming back after like what the odds are probably actually against him. He's probably more tired than he normally is, and so. But no, I believe in Alex Verdugo's bat skills, and he's been hitting very well at the plate recently in a great lineup. So yeah, totally happy to see if the dad power is real and if he would go out tonight.
Batting cleanup behind Soto and Judge. I mean, That is just that top four of the Yankees lineup. I'm gonna, because I know I'm not gonna get away with it here with you, but I'm definitely eyeballing a nice little a little move there. All right, further down, bargain outfielders that we've kind of been eyeballing. Andy Pajes is somebody that we've been using a bunch. You could go Jackson Merrill against Slade Ciccone, little lefty righty.
Will Brennan.
What's it?
Will Brennan. They're batting fifth for Cleveland.
Will Brennan. Yep. All right. So you're locked in. You got Red Sox. You got Guardians. You want them all.
Yeah, you're right. There is a trend there. I like those Cleveland and Red Sox bats today.
Yeah. Listen, Tyler Freeman down at 3,100. I think he's not a big power guy, but he's a good on base dude.
Yeah.
I think Freeman is definitely somebody to take a look at.
Burleson, also, if you're going to lean into that Cardinal stack, he's batting fifth. You could throw that in there too. With a good matchup for him. He's only 2,600, and he's hitting the ball pretty well last couple of games.
That's cheap. All right. So I think we've got our basics. Let me see if looking at some lineups here, just to make sure there's nobody who's like hitting really high up in the lineup that we're actually surprised by. Looking at some Royals here. Oh yeah, we could stack Furman with Melendez there if you really wanted to. Sorry, I'm just kind of eyeballing some lineups here. I know it's not great radio or video, should I say?
Oh, let's see. I'll answer this question here of why we don't like Twins lefties against Houck. And again, I think it's just our love of Houck. I just believe in Houck and in playing him for the most part today because I think his talent is there. Again, if you're against Houck, like it's not that you shouldn't for sure take those Twins lefty bats. They couldn't do anything today, but I believe in Houck, so I don't really want to touch the Twins offense at all.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's just that's the look. Like, if we're going to build a lineup here and we're going to build a GPP lineup, then, obviously you don't want to use hitters going up against the pitcher that you want. Now, if you're not going to use Houck and you want to fade him and actually, because it's probably a nice little contrarian move, get in your Trevor Larnachs and your Edward Julians and your Max Keplers, like do it, like build that lineup. That's not my primary favorite move to make. So, but if you're only like a one lineup person, a single lineup person, or maybe one or two lineups, that's not the move I want. But if you're building like 5 or 6 lineups, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Twins are hot and the Twins lefties are cheap. Yeah. Because they're going up against one of the top pitchers in baseball right now. I can't believe I have to say this about Tanner Houck, but
yeah, he's been awesome.
Crap.
But no, you're totally right. You could build it if you want to go after the hot Twins bats. Like, that's not bad process. Not saying you shouldn't do that. I just don't want to do it today.
Yeah, exactly. I am of that ilk as well. We do have another question there in the chat. What do we think of? What is that? We say Cole Stone? Cold
Don't think
Stone?
that's a player.
Opinions on Cole Stone at shortstop for the Angels tonight.
Zach Nito's playing shortstop for the Angels.
Yeah.
Gavin Stone is pitching for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I'm not sure.
And I had some Cold Stone Creamery earlier in the day. Wow. This guy got Sonny Gray over 5.5 at -120 for strikeouts. Yeah. Dude, I couldn't find anything lower than 140 this morning.
Yeah, I actually took over 6.5 Ks because it was plus money then, and I think he can get there. But over 5.5 for -120 all day. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I'm pounding it at -140 for crying out loud.
Same, yeah.
-120, I might have to go into the corner and just violate myself. Holy crap! All right, let's build the rest of this lineup out. Let's check it. Oh, ESPN bet last night. They had it at -120. Yeah. I definitely, it was probably nice, like late night last night when by the time I looked this morning, and I'm on the West Coast also. So by the time I looked this morning, it was 7 a.m. my time. So it was, it was 10 a.m. at that point. Yeah, it moved up. So you got to find some of those lines. If you're a bettor, just check those lines the night before. Yeah. Get your action in where you really need it. All right, we got to talk about second base here. Where are we going at second base?
Okay.
Where'd you want to go? I mean, do you want to lean into this? Talk to me here. You dictate it. You want to lean into Cleveland? You want to lean into Boston? I'm here for you, Henry. What do you need?
Oh, boy. I say let's lean into Cleveland a little bit. Let's take Andres Jimenez. I think that I like him here. He's been hitting righties well, too. So, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Jimenez, beautiful. I like it. I'm assuming that we're leaving in Smith and Nevin in here, but if you want to, you can also push. No, you can't play them both if you can't push Nevin to third. So, you want to stay there, or do you want to look for a different third baseman?
This one's up to you. I like Josh Smith, but
I'm fine leaving Josh Smith.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Then where do we want to go at shortstop?
Well, we have some money to spend. So, I don't hate going for Volpe because maybe we can even pair him with a Soto and find a keep outfielder.
I'm there all day. all day. You had me at maybe we could.
Man, what is this? I went against the Red Sox bats, and I just let you take the Yankees bats? I'm failing over here.
We got 3,900 right here. We can go dad bod.
Yeah, I think you do it. I think you take Verdugo batting fourth. I mean, come on.
So we fade Aaron Judge in our stack in order to make this happen.
I'm okay with that. I am.
All right. So there you have it. Let's see. Colorado here. Sorry, -115. Not nice. Don't rub it in, baby. Don't rub it in, Stoner. Come on now.
-115. Yeah,
dude.
Double up on that one.
Yeah, Sonny Gray. I was looking at it. I was kind of thinking. I was like, man, do I just go to FanDuel Sportsbook and just do the see what the 7+ is? I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna look because it's probably gonna be way too tempting. Yep. I love the 5 over 5.5. I took it at -140 and I left it at that. Bing, bang, boom.
Yep. Easy enough. I think that's the right call.
All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Tanner Houck, George Kirby, Freddie Freeman, and Furman in the same lineup here. We got ourselves a little, Andres Jimenez atop that Cleveland Guardians lineup. Josh Smith is a nice little lefty bargain play going up against who the hell is he playing against?
Brady Singer.
Brady Singer. We got a little Yankee stack in here with Volpe, Soto, and Verdugo, and we slap in a little Johnny and Pemba special with Tyler Nevin over in the outfield. That works beautifully for me, Henry. It probably works beautifully for you too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I think there's some good plays in there. Let's just hope that George Kirby can survive Houston like I think he will.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed. All right. Well, Henry, you got any final thoughts here before we say goodnight to the gang?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we got some good plays in there. I think there's plenty of other options you can go to. Obviously, we talked about some other good pitchers you could use if you want to shift that around. But yeah, I think we've given some good options, and hopefully we do well tonight.
Yeah. King of Smack said he was looking at that Miami Oakland game, wondering. I go Weathers and Sears. So, all right, if you're doing it like if you're playing in a cash game, then fine. You could definitely do that and then just load up on bats. They're both good, solid matchups in the sense that neither club hits lefties well. I'm not doing it for a GPP tournament because there's, it's going to be tough to figure out what your win equity is there for bottom feeding pitchers. I would say it probably tilts a little bit more towards, probably towards Weathers being the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, more likely neither pitcher gets a win probably in that, but maybe one of them gets it. And you can totally for a cash game, like you can stack an offense. If you were to do that, you would have so much money. Why not try it? But yeah, for a tournament, probably not going to pay out.
Probably not going to pay out. Yep. Yeah, that's cash. Yeah, definitely in cash. I mean, again, you could do it. Like I said, I was building a lineup with Impemba, where I ended up using Sonny Gray at the top, and then I used Ryan Weathers at the bottom.
Totally.
And it got me a decent offense. Like, it was what Henry and I just did. So I think we can do it. Is Blanco a good starting pitcher for today? I think he is. I think he's definitely usable. It's a tough spot. For Blanco, it's a tough spot only in the sense that if George Kirby turns out a phenomenal, outing here against Houston, it's going to be tough for Blanco to pick up the win. However, Blanco against the Mariners for strikeouts, Henry, that's the money shot.
Yeah, totally. And he's been getting the strikeouts. Like he's looked good. So I think there's a good chance he still gets you like 6+ strikeouts against the Mariners. And if for some reason the offense can deliver against George Kirby, then you can even get the win. It absolutely is a good play, especially if you are fading George Kirby in the tough matchup.
Indeed. All right. Well, there we go. Thoughts and prayers for Betts Pajes, Nevin over 2+ bases, and Sonny Gray 7+ K parlay with the booster on FanDuel. Listen, plus 38.67. I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you. Yeah, damn right. Smash the like button, you filthy animals. The DGen Stoner. He's my new guy, man. My new guy.
Cheers, good brother. Stuff.
All right. That's going to do it for us here. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Big thank you, as always, to Henry Wilson. And that's going to do it for us here on the Fantasy Alarm live stream. Again, appreciate you guys all tuning in. I'm Howard Bender. He's Henry Wilson. We'll catch you next time.